Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Zom Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. Today is November 11th, 2024. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. How we doing? What's cracking? How we feeling? Wow, this is episode 199. This is quite literally the one before the big one, man. the one before the big one. And that's actually insane. That's definitely fucking insane. So, wow, here we are. Literally 1 week up until we're ready to go, man. That's crazy. So I do want to speak a little bit about that this episode, but like I said, let's get into it, man. I'm your host, Sam Slays. This is episode 199, and welcome to the Music Mondays podcast. Let's get into it. So we're gonna kick off with some weekly recap jazz, and then we're gonna talk about what's coming in November and over the course of the next couple of weeks. And then we're gonna get into a little bit of a discussion segment, which will be pretty good for the channel. I think that'll be absolutely fire. And then we're gonna hop into some reactions and reviews. So you guys know the drill. Let's get into it. All right. So let's see here. Let's dive into some weekly recap stuff. So what happened at Music Mondays over the course of the last week or so? Pretty solid week for us, per usual. Music Mondays basic logo t-shirts are in stock and available in limited quantities. We still have smalls, mediums, and larges left, so make sure you get in contact with us and let us know if that's something you're interested in, my friends, because we'll be happy to ship that out to you. $20 shipped, no other fees or anything like that, directly through us, shipped by me. Let us know if that's something you're interested in. Per usual, we kick off each week on Tuesday with early access Patreon content. So if you're subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon at any tier, you'll gain access to pretty much every post that we make early on, right? So you'll gain access to everything early, articles, playlists, Music Mondays podcast, things like that. So every Tuesday we do have a early access Patreon post that goes live. So make sure you go check that out if you're interested. And of course, heading into Wednesday, and of course, Music Mondays submissions open every Tuesday, but you guys know that. Heading into Wednesday, we had SoundCloud Sunday submissions open and a little bit of Music Mondays podcast promo as well. So that goes out every single Wednesday. Then heading into Thursday, we dropped a brand new YouTube upload. Last week during episode 198, we did community feedback number 16. So that is available right now on the Music Mondays YouTube channel. Once again, that's kind of our discussion segment, if you don't know, where we kind of let the community speak their mind. Let us know what topics or segments or tips and tricks or anything that they'd like to see us discuss here on the show. That's your kind of opportunity to lay it all out there, man. So community feedback number 16 is available right now, so definitely go check that out and go show that some love. And then the audio version of the Music Mondays podcast drops on all audio platforms every single Thursday. So again, episode 198 dropped on all audio platforms: Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that good jazz. Make sure you go check that out and go show that some love. And then heading into Friday, we dropped a fantastic article by the homie Jaded. Now, Jay came through and had a wonderful interview with the homie Bad Caramel. So that's a really solid read. Definitely go check that out and go show Jay and Bad Caramel some love. New articles every single Friday. Huge shout out to the Music Mondays staff team. Let's fucking get it. WJ. So that was Friday per usual. Heading into Saturday, we dropped episode 198 of the Music Mondays podcast on our YouTube channel. That premieres every single Saturday if you missed the live show here on Mondays. So again, go check out our YouTube channel for a complete archive of the Music Mondays podcast and where you can find every episode very easily. And of course, each description has a list of artists that were featured in that episode. So make sure you go check those out. But that's usually Saturday. Heading into Sunday, we dropped SoundCloud Sunday Volume 160. That is available right now on our SoundCloud. That was curated by just me this week. A really solid amount of submissions, though. This week, SoundCloud Sunday was actually pretty poppin', especially for the annual 160. So huge shout out to everybody that submitted and showed love to SoundCloud Sunday. And make sure you're sharing the playlist with all your friends and all your homies, right? That's obviously a playlist for artists, of course, but when it comes to people needing new music or, a new playlist, or you kind of want to get people introduced to the underground scene, that's a really great way to do it. So again, make sure you're sharing the playlist with your friends, your family, your dog, your cat, your grandma. Make sure you go show SoundCloud Sunday some love if you do get featured. But volume 160 is available right now on our SoundCloud, so make sure you go check that out and go show that some love. Like I said, pretty solid week for Music Mondays. We read through our content this week. Everything went really, really well. So again, that lands us here on Monday, episode 199 of the Music Mondays podcast. So welcome on in, my friends. So we'll have a few updates here for you guys today when it comes to what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. But again, a pretty solid week. I think realistically, two things I want to mention before we get into what's coming on Music Mondays. We are looking for SoundCloud exclusives. Again, if you have an unreleased SoundCloud track that you like to have hosted on the Music Mondays SoundCloud, make sure that you get in contact with us and let us know, man. Send us an email, send us a DM. Again, we are only interested in unreleased tracks, so again, feel free to do whatever you'd like with the song afterwards. You want to go put it on distro, you want to go do something else with it, that's great, but we're only interested in the SoundCloud version. Of course, just let us know. And that's obviously hosted and promoted for free across all of our social medias as well. Just as a way to kind of really give everybody some love when it comes to the SoundCloud side of things, and really show the artist some love in a different way. So if you'd like to have an unreleased track featured on the Music Mondays SoundCloud and hosted and promoted for free across all of our socials, definitely let us know, because that's going to be something that we kind of heavily focus on heading into the new year as well. That'll be a regular part of our system. So again, outside of that, per usual, the same thing for YouTube. If you have a music video, visual, AMV, lyric video, even if you just want some audio hosted on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, definitely let us know, because again, we are hosting and promoting for free across all of our socials and our YouTube channel of almost 300 subscribers. So if you'd like to get hosted on the Music Mondays channel, definitely let us know. Again, just send us an email, send us a message, let us know what you'd like to have hosted, and we're only interested in unreleased material, so just keep that in mind. But definitely let us know if you would like to have Music Mondays host one of your visuals for our YouTube channel. So SoundCloud and YouTube exclusives per usual. I always like to talk about that. But one other thing that we do got to talk about is recruiting. So again, Music Mondays is recruiting, especially towards the end of the year. We are looking for pretty much all of our staff roles. If you're a writer, journalist, media personality, curator, designer, you want to do short form content, you want to do long form content, you want to kind of dive into Music Mondays and be a part of the platform's kind of mission, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send me a message, send Music Mondays an email, anything like that works. And again, if you're interested in any more information on each role, we do have a Music Mondays role guide where I kind of break down each of the staff roles and how they kind of operate and things like that. So definitely go check out that upload, because that's a really, really good one for sure. But again, definitely let us know if you have any questions or anything like that. But Music Mondays is recruiting for all of our roles, so definitely let us know if that interests you. Okay, so we talked SoundCloud exclusives. We talked YouTube exclusives. We spoke about recruiting. We did weekly recap. Let's talk about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. So I'm looking to finalize everything to do with the new Patreon update this month. So realistically, November is going to be filled with that, and then December will be the Music Mondays Awards. And then in between all these weeks, we'll kind of be tying up a lot of loose ends, updating playlists, make sure we get a couple interviews in, do a few things that we haven't really done in quite some time to kind of like refresh everything before the new year. So again, that's something that's pretty big as far as like what's coming on Music Mondays. But again, the Patreon update's a really good one. I'm just looking to add a little bit more or perks and rewards for anybody that does subscribe at each tier. So each tier will see a little bit of an upgrade and a couple more bonuses for you subscribing to the Music Mondays Patreon. So that'll be something to kind of cap off November. And that'll be really good for our current Patreons and anybody who's interested. And then once December hits, the Music Mondays Awards. So the Music Mondays Awards is going to be something that will be exciting this year. It'll definitely be exciting this year. I think we'll keep voting the same. I mean, realistically, voting when it comes to the Music Mondays Awards went pretty well last year. I think the Music Mondays Awards in 2022 was staff picked. 2023 was the community votes, and then just like staff nominations. And then I think this year we'll kind of keep that format because everybody seemed to really enjoy it, to be honest with you, especially when it came to the voting process, and everybody kind of was able to like spam their votes for their favorite and things like that. So I think me and the staff will come up with some nominations, and then we'll kind of go from there and let the community kind of cast their vote, right? So that'll be fun. That'll be really important. But that's November, December, and then the last thing really is just tying up a bunch of loose ends. You'll see some merch promo go out for the rest of the merch that we do have in stock. And again, some playlist updates, new underground classics, new monthlies, We're gonna get back on the YouTube side of things. I mean, we are pretty much always on the YouTube side of things, right? I mean, 2 uploads per week, but we're looking to get back into Feature Fridays, Workshop Wednesdays, things like that, because we haven't dropped one of those since like the summer, like early fall-ish. So that's one of those ones that I kind of want to make sure that we stay on top of as we go into the new year. So mainly tying up loose ends. Music Mondays Patreon updates and the Music Mondays awards are kind of like what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so, and really over the course of the next month or so. But your regular scheduled content will stay the same. The majority of it is pretty much the usual. Obviously the podcast will stay the same. Submissions open on the same days, playlists, articles, things like that. So you'll see all that kind of not change per usual. But that's pretty much the small gist of things. And of course, I'll be updating you guys weekly here on the show as things roll by and we kind of get everything together. So that's sort of like the last week or so. All right, so we spoke pretty much about everything that we needed to. We did the weekly recap, recruiting, talked about exclusives, talked about what's coming on Music Mondays. Okay, so let's get into this discussion segment here, because I thought about this one today, and I thought this one was really cool. Just because I was going through my notes, and I was like, oh yeah, we haven't actually talked about this. This will be one that I think will be fun for the channel, and a fun conversation for the community, really. But the thing that we are going to talk about today is how to beat writer's block, or how to beat beat block, or how to come over writer's block, and things like that. So that'll be an interesting topic, so let's talk about it. So, this will be very interesting. This will be very, very interesting. So, when it comes to writer's block or beat block, I kind of look at them in the same fashion, right? I mean, if you can't really like get a beat down that you really like, or you just can't really cook up anything, it's pretty much the same experience and same feeling, as most of you know. So, how to overcome writer's block? Well, specifically, let's just start with writing in general, right? I think that'll be the big one here. Let me preface this by saying it'll be different for everybody, right? I think what works for everybody is what works. Like, there's really no telling on what's going to work, or what works for the next person, right? It's going to be different for everybody, but I just kind of want to lay out some of the resources and the ideas that people have had and kind of use as they go along, right? So I think the number one that I've seen, and some of my artists kind of take this tip as well, right, is I think the number one when it comes to writing is covers. I think recording covers, or kind of, practicing covers, or even just like doing a cover of like any song can really get you out of like that normal element routine. Because I feel like when it comes to writer's block and beat block, that comes from like doing a routine, right? And you kind of do the routine so much that you become stale, and you're like, oh shit, like what's next? So that's something that I feel like when it comes to covers, it'll get you out of your element, right? I think that's one that's like super, super important. So covers for sure. I mean, it doesn't even really matter what genre you are, right? I mean, you could just cover your favorite song and, see if you could actually like do it bar for bar and verse for verse and things like that. So I think covers are a really good way to get you out of your element and like get your mind off of like trying to write something original, right? So that's number one. I think number two that I see most often, and again that I've seen my artists use as well, is taking a break. I mean, simple enough, right? Like taking a break is always like the easiest way to kind of like reset your mind and like reset your head, so you don't really have to like stress yourself out. You know what I mean? I think that's why it's good to like work and like sit on a bunch of material that you can release gradually over time. Because if you come to like a point where you're burnt out, or you get writer's block for a bit, or you get beat block, that's where you can kind of like take a break and let yourself kind of, sit on your backlog. So I think taking a break is another really, really good one. So number one for writer's block definitely would be covers, or just kind of doing remixes. Number two is obviously like a break, right? I think taking a break is like super, super fucking essential for anybody. Just to go back and reset your mind, right? I mean, whatever you do during that break is really up to you. I mean, even if you want to go on a walk, you want to watch a movie, you want to play video games, I think things like that over the course of like a couple days can really just re-inspire and reignite you when it comes down to that, you know, because most of the time the writer's block and the beat block isn't that severe as to where you feel like you need to take like an extended break. You know what I mean? Like it's maximum like a week. You know what I mean? And then you're usually kind of itching to write or cook up a beat and things like that. So I think a break is a really good one. Um, and then number three, I think again probably is another obvious one, but it's one that I definitely think I see a lot. Is to just stop creating material, right, and consume material. I think you should be consuming material regardless, right? I think you should be watching movies, you should be playing video games, you should be listening to other people's music, you should be going out, right? You should be going to parties, you should be living life, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the best music comes from experiences and inspiration. So I feel like sometimes taking a step back from the creativity is a good thing, right? For just a week or two, maybe even a month, as to where you kind of go get re-inspired and you go live a little bit. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, like I collected a couple stories and memories, and I can like bounce off a bunch of ideas off these. So I feel like that's like really, really crucial. You know what I mean? So again, I think number three definitely would absolutely have to be just go get inspired and consume content and material and media and art instead of actually going out and try to create it, right? Because I think if you watch like 50 movies in a row, there's no way you're not going to be inspired at some point during that journey, you know? So even like a binge on shows or movies, or again, you take a month off to play the new Call of Duty, and you know, you hear something that inspires you, or you just listen to music the whole time, or anything like that. I feel like that can really reignite your mental too. Because again, you know, in today's climate, everyone's always expected to be creating 24/7. So you need ways to like circumvent the pressure and like really take the pressure off yourself. So I feel like that's like probably like the top three ways that I'd say like even just writers and vocalists in general should be able to like take a step back and just kind of like reset their mind, you know? Definitely those three for sure. So covers, taking a break, and consuming art. You know what I mean? I think are the three main ways. Um but again, that's why I kind of like preface this by saying that it's different for everybody. You know, like what works is what works for you. You know, it could quite literally be anything. So just try anything, and eventually you'll find your comfort spot that you go to when you start to get writer's block or beat block, and you're like, okay, you know what I mean. And I think all those can apply to production as well. Really, I mean, doing the same thing is like when it comes to covers, like just go try to remake a beat, or even just take a break again. You know what I mean. And then producers as well. You should be consuming media material, looking for samples. You know, looking for quotes, looking for just all types of shit. So a lot of those tips can apply to both producers and vocalists. So I think either way, no matter what role you play, um, I think those will be like a good starting point for you, and then just kind of like build off of that, and again see what makes you comfortable. Because like I said, everybody's going to be different, and that's kind of why I wanted to have this, you know, conversation to just kind of like let everybody know that they should share their tips on what they do for beat block or writer's block or anything like that. So that's why I think you should definitely tweet us what your favorite tips are for writer's block and beat block. This will be uploaded on the channel, so definitely drop it in the comments as well. Let us know what, you know, your preferred method of coming over writer's block and beat block is. You know, and if you're kind of in that stage, I mean, shit, I would say, you know, use these tips as like a starting guide, you know what I mean? And then just go from there, like I said. So, per usual, make sure you like the video, sub to the channel, all that good jazz. The Music Mondays channel actually uploads 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Videos just like these, full Music Mondays podcast episodes, underground tips and tricks, and a whole lot of good jazz over there, man. So make sure you go sub to the channel, show these videos and these artists some love. Let's get it. W. W video. Um, that's a very interesting conversation. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely one where I feel like, man, like that's just gonna be a conversation forever. You know, one of those things that happens to everybody, no matter what kind of an artist you are. You know. But you guys know the drill and what time it is. It is time for some reactions and reviews. Let's hop right into it, man. Let's hop right into it. So, most of you guys know the drill, but if you don't and you're new here, tweets are in the same format for submissions every single week, and they'll always read. Artist and creative submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on November 11th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/ZonPlays, which is here and now tonight. If you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creation, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. Mostly contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've reacted to pretty much everything here on the show. Everything from vocals, obviously, to instrumentals, music videos, YouTube edits, photography, videography, merch, unreleased media, you name it, we've reacted to it. If you feel like you're an independent underground creative and you deserve some spotlight on Music Mondays, feel free to drop your links. So per usual, that's kind of like the regular, but outside of that, you guys know that we have a 4-hour show limit now these days, just to make the show a little bit more palatable to watch back. And we are one of the only live shows here on Twitch every single Monday, so it just makes the show a little bit less pressureful. Have a little less pressure on the staff when it comes to the Music Mondays podcast. And again, one could argue that a 4-hour show is a little bit more deep to watch back, and it definitely is. But when it comes to like a lot of our older episodes, right, when it comes to like the 6-7 hour episodes and things like that, I feel like 4 hours is a little bit easier to swallow for sure. So 4-hour show limit per usual. And then outside of that, submissions are free. They always have been free. They always will be free. The only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. Not only does that help grow our platform and spread our message, right, but that pays respect to everybody else that does submit to the Music Mondays podcast every single week and wait for their submissions to be reacted to. So again, and of course, you gain access to a wonderful community of very, very talented, friendly underground creatives. So kind of a win-win, but that's the only thing that we do ask, because submissions are free. They always have been free, and they always will be free. Just make sure you're following Music Mondays on Twitter before you submit. And of course, Music Mondays Patreon's submissions are played first every single week here on the show. So per usual, if you're subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon at any tier, you gain access to a whole list of goodies, including the Music Mondays Fast Pass. So for the duration that you're subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon, you have all your submissions played first here on the show before everybody else. So it pretty much guarantees that you get one of the first slots here on the show, and of course it guarantees that your submission actually gets played. So at the height of the show, when everybody goes and watch back to the VOD and things like that, you'll be the first one that pops up, and kind of like an advantage, but also it just guarantees that your submissions actually get played. Of course, outside of that, the only thing that we do need to mention is submissions do close about a couple hours before the show starts. Just get a head count and things like that. Of course, you guys know that we are a live show, so we like to kind of free flow and make sure that we get each submission as fast as we can, right? I mean, we don't rush through reactions, but we try to do everything kind of promptly, right? So again, you have about like 6+ days or so to kind of get your submissions in. So of course, if you're watching the show live, submissions will be open for episode 200 tomorrow, actually. And then if you're watching this live anywhere else, submissions are definitely already open, so make sure you go drop your links and things like that. But that's pretty much the last thing you need to know. Submissions do close about a couple hours before the show starts. A good rule of thumb is that if the show is live, you can kind of guarantee that submissions are closed. But outside of that, I think we are ready to go, my friends. So let's go check out how many Patrons we have here tonight. And let's continue on. So let's go take a look here. All right. Lots of Music Mondays veterans, a couple new faces, a couple faces we haven't heard of in a long time, or heard from, I should say. So Jordan will be first tonight. Then we got the homie Laveries, and then I think that's it. Yeah, so Jordan, Laveries, and then we're going to go from top to bottom with the rest of the community. You guys know the drill. All right, so we're kicking off with Jordan. Jordan has had this #1 spot reclaimed for a couple weeks now, but they were going strong for like a good while there. They were kicking off the show, and to be honest, it's been great. I highly enjoy kicking off the show with Jordan. So for those of you that don't know Jordan, a very, very talented multi-genre artist and producer, has been killing it this year, especially towards like Q4, Q3 of 2024. They've really kicked it up with their collab projects, singles, solo projects, lots of really, really cool stuff coming out of Jordan. But this week they submitted a track titled Cocoon with Longwing coming out November 18th. So about a week from today. All right, let's pop this open, a new tab. Let's see what we got here. So we reacted to another track from Longwing last week. So this will be our second track from Longwing. I'm down. Let's get into it. Deadlighters, Jordan, Cocoon. Oh shit. Token taking a snooze, cruising, running out shoes. Almost went to the pews when my weed ran out. Blowing to a bassoon, if you knew what I knew. Wouldn't think of the two thoughts I'm running out of.
Tuesday usual, I snooze, fall out New Vegas, Craig Boone, nobody do what I do, MCJ gunning out. Message in a bottle washes out. Damn, it's news to me. I look inside, it says your loss is fun.
Wow.
On an island trying to change my life, doing some monster stuff. One day step away in peace, but first we launch this up. Rocket ship to Pluto, spitting an ice cold. You know, it's a wild, wicked winter on the way. I just lost my train of thought, can't remember what to say. I've been doing that a lot, man, I swear it's such a shame. I've been losing what I got, while I'm working still the same. I've been trying to get a shot, so you can CBS and fame. I've been slowing down on pot, really nothing is the same. If the snowing never stops, and the weather doesn't change, I guess no one gets too hot, I guess no one feels the rain. I see now where I'm at, it's like going back to Frank. I'm still trying to run it back, I got more left in the tank. I've been trying to drop a track that I know just got that stank. If I'm lying, it's still my bad, I just don't know what to think. And yeah, it's kinda bad, I just won't let the ship sink. I don't know what they have, but I'ma go get me a drink. These songs might change some things, I'm right on the brink. Floating like a balloon, I break out my cocoon. So aloof to the news that the booze ran out. Token taking the snooze, cruising running out shoes. Almost went to the pews when my weed ran out. Blowing to a bassoon, if you knew what I knew, wouldn't think or the two thoughts. I'm running out of Tuesday usual, I snooze. Fall out New Vegas, Craig Boone, nobody do what I do. MCJ gunning out, floating like a balloon. I break out my cocoon, so aloof to the news that the booze ran out. Token taking a snooze, cruising running out shoes. Almost went to the pews when my weed ran out. Blowing to a bassoon, if you knew what I knew, wouldn't think or the two thoughts. I'm running out of Tuesday usual, I snooze. Fall out New Vegas, Craig Boone, nobody do what I do. MCJ gunning out.
Wow. Okay. So this one's crazy for a couple of reasons, but I think the number one thing that we can say about this here is, like I said off rip about Jordan, right? The multi-genre talented artist, and this is really showing it. I mean, this is like the purest of like alt rock beats you could kind of come up with, right? I mean, it's got like a sprinkle of like that hip hop spice, but it's mostly like in an alternative direction, and I think that speaks volumes. You know what I mean? Like the fact that they can just slide tracks like this in here. That's kind of been a staple for this crew and Jordan, especially for sure, especially like a lot of their earlier work. So that's great. That's fantastic. All right, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Um, instrumental, vocals, and the overall theme. So, I mean, the instrumental's great. It like this is one of those instrumentals that it's so well put together and crisp when it comes to the fact that it's a collab. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, like I was saying, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was like a couple episodes ago, where I was talking about collab instrumentals and how you can like usually tell, right? But this is one of the ones where it comes out so crisp and like really clean that I feel like again, you know, it's just really it's almost to like its max potential, right? Like I don't think you could have done this instrumental any more justice as far as like the direction that you went, you know? So I like the instrumental a lot. Just off rip. I think that's fantastic. I mean the mix is great too. Especially with like the melody and the vocals and everybody's kind of mixed. Like the transitions are well. I definitely have no gripes with this now that I'm thinking back on it. Because like when it comes to these instrumentals, again, many of you know, especially when you add vocals into the mix, sometimes they can be so annoying to get a solid mix on, or just real easy. This is one where I feel like it's in a comfortable spot. It's not doing too much, but it's not like not low quality or anything like that. I feel like it's like hitting like a nice middle ground. So instrumental mix definitely very solid, nothing clashing to overbearing at all. Nothing like that. Um instrumental shining star. I mean, I like the drums for sure, but I feel like the star of the show here is definitely the melody. You know what I mean? The melody's got to be the star of the show. Like no question. Got to be. Cuz like I said, drums are up there. Structure's definitely an underrated one, but I would definitely say the melody. Got to be the melody for sure. So instrumental very solid. Um let's talk vocals. So vocal mix, I would say for both members of Deadlighters here, very solid. Um, I wouldn't say that even the styles kind of differentiated. Like I feel like Deadlighters have always sounded really good together, but this is one where I feel like you can tell the difference, but they still sound good together. You know what I mean? This is one where they sound like a cohesive duo. Almost like they're how do you say? I guess coming into their own styles, right? And they're still kind of like meshing well, as they progress as individual artists. So when it comes to the vocal mix, I feel like it's great. Again, transitions are nice. No like quality gripes or anything like that. Super crisp, clean. All the effects are kind of being well utilized as well. I don't feel like there's anything that's like unnecessary or anything like that. I really feel like the whole final product really came together well. So vocal mix is great. Definitely great. So no gripes for the vocal mix. Vocal shining star. I mean, I really kind of want to go with writing. I mean, flow and cadence across the board was really good too, but hmm, you know, probably writing. Probably writing. Like this was just an entertaining song to kind of listen to when it comes to like how it was written, but also like the relatability factor of it, right? I mean, like you could like dumb it down to however you want to make it like relatable to you, but you could definitely relate to something like this. I feel like even like the average person could, for sure. But it's also very personal as well, so kind of has that nice middle ground. So yeah, definitely writing for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody, vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. So I spoke a little bit about this cover last episode, but again, I think the main thing that I love about this is like the camouflage, almost kind of like night vision kind of look. I feel like covers like these are so underrated, but also like very unique and eye catching. It definitely has this EP project kind of feel to me as well. So, Dead Lighters and Jordan always pop out with like really unique pieces and like kind of like follow their hearts and inspiration when it comes to what they want to do for art. So it's always something new and fresh, but it's also like very them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very on brand for them. But I feel like this one kind of like fits the bill in my opinion. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, I mean, I wouldn't look like super deep for a theme here. I mean, you definitely could relate to the cocoon aspect, and like I said, you could kind of like twist it in a way where you could relate to most of it. But I wouldn't look too deeply into it, and this is one where you really got to appreciate the writing from both of them. Actually, you know what I mean. You really got to appreciate the writing because, like, again, I feel like including last week's track, like almost all these could just be like really slept on gems. Like if you don't really take your time to like really like open up and listen to some of these, you could just scroll right by. But this is one where again, kind of like so unique, but also like very much a Jordan make more creative junk Deadlighters kind of staple for sure. It's what you'd expect kind of thing, you know. So yeah, I wouldn't look too deeply, on a theme. I mean, you totally could, right? That's why it's definitely relatable on like the surface level. But I would definitely enjoy it for the writing and lyrical aspects, and the fact that this duo can kind of like cook up something like this and be as like flawless and like it like shows the potential as well because this is even like 25% of what they could do on certain tracks or things like that. I feel like their potential is very very high, and compared to like maybe some Deadlighters from last year to this year, you can see the massive improvement. So it's only going to get better and better and better. So that's what's very interesting about this. So well done, my friend. This will be a very interesting project to listen to. I'm excited. But per usual, make sure you go follow Deadlighters. Make sure you go follow Jordan on SoundCloud. They are 2 followers away from 80, so go show them some love. And make sure you go follow Jordan on Twitter. They are 3 followers away from 490, so go show them some love over there in the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be included in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers, man. We are so close. We are like 3 away. So make sure you go sub to the channel if you haven't already. We got new uploads 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, sub to the channel and all that good jazz. Huge shout out to you. Thank you for liking the videos, checking out the videos, and all that good stuff, man. You guys are awesome. Okay, so we left off with the homie Jordan. That was our first Patreon of the night. Up next is the homie Laverius. Now, this is an artist, again, who has been doing a fantastic rollout for their recent project, Recession Rap. Laverius being a very talented hip-hop artist. Submitted a track titled Walt White. Walt White. I think we know what the reference is here, my friends. I think we know what the reference is. So, per usual, for those of you that don't know, Laverius is a very, very talented hip-hop artist. Is continuing their run with Recession Rap. So, let's see what we got here. I believe this is the next track in order, right? So we did Dedicated, Toast One, Rich by 21. Yeah, so this is track 4. So now we're just going straight down the track list. Now we're kind of cranking. Okay. All right, Walt White it is. So we're about, I guess this would be like the halfway point of the project, right? So now we're heading into the second half of Recession Rap. Let's get into it.
Damn, Shazzy, this shit fire.
All right.
Ghost.
Recession rap.
I miss it. I need it. Their art is just not reflective
Of the times that we're living in.
Be so fucking crazy that it must be ghost produced. So I gotta hop up in that stool to see what I can do to it. Already killed a few, these beats no mercy on them, send me more. Yeah, you know they head drop soon, they come through that door. I don't even need no promo, this shit gon' sell itself. Taylor Swift numbers, yeah, I'm flying off the show. Where the competition, I don't see nobody else. It's just me and my bitch, and she taking off my belt, ooh. Yeah, you once had it poppin', but you fell through. I done planned this for years, this shit fell proof. Once I take a shot that hit something, I ain't letting up. Won't be no one-hit wonder, you listening every month. Yeah, they spinning on my records like it's twists, huh? I'm dressing way too fresh inside my city, yeah. I'm cooking way too fresh inside that kitchen, yeah. They telling me I'm nasty, but I'm already on. Yeah, whoa, they just don't know it yet. You can put me to that test. You should probably place your bets, cause I bet I'ma pass that test. Yeah, with flying colors. Can't give a bad bitch my number. I be hot by the end of the summer. Ooh, like Ice Spice, my bitch looks so nice. She gon' put them pearly whites on my Eiffel Tower. She gon' serve me for hours. It's like she got superpowers. She must be off for that powder. I think I might get her flowers. She deserve that.
This is crazy.
Damn, that shit was hard.
Be so fucking crazy that it must be ghost produced. So I gotta hop up in that stool to see what I can do to it. Already killed a few, these beats no mercy on them, send me more. Yeah, you know they head drop soon, they come through that door. I don't even need no promo, this shit gon' sell itself. Taylor Swift numbers, yeah, I'm flying off the show. Where the competition, I don't see nobody else. It's just me and my bitch, and she taking off my belt. Ooh.
Okay.
Give me that dick, Laverius.
Hold on, let me record this verse real quick.
But I want it now.
Give me like 5 minutes, I got you. I done smoked up on my weed, I'm chiefing on this pen, yeah. Let me finish this album up and I'm back on it again, yeah. I don't even call the plug no more, they send packs to me through the mail. Ain't no, I pay the police, they ain't taking me to jail, nah. Plug sent that goods, bitch, I'm on the moon. I ain't even really done too many drugs, but I'm thinking about taking shrooms. I just caught a one girl, and she told me she bringing 2. I just did that shit yesterday and for them till they loose, yeah. I do this shit daily, I've been going crazy. She claims she want my babies, but I'm locked in the studio trying to make like 40 hits, yeah. I'm laughing at his career, he must got it off Wish, yeah. They
Wish
waiting
is
on me
crazy.
to drop like it's GTA 6, yeah. It's in the process, I'm still doing my tricks, yeah. Just like Walt White, me and Ghost cooking up this shit, yeah. Me and Twin locked in, no we cannot miss, yeah.
All right. That's got to be one of the standout tracks on the project, right? I mean, like I said that last week about Rich by 21, and I think I think that's what Laveri said was Rich by 21 was their favorite, and like I'd have to agree, but like Walt White, I was not expecting. You know what I mean? This is one where again, like you can tell that the project towards like the later half is getting noticeably higher and higher in quality, and like you're just getting to like the real core Laveri's bangers. That's what's fucking nuts about this. So, all right, my friends, let's get into it. We're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Walt White. Let's talk instrumental. So, whole project executive prod by the homie Ghost, right? So, you can expect a whole lot of variety, but all their production. So I feel like the instrumentals that Laveri's picked were fantastic because it was a nice variety of kind of stuff like outside the box, but it's also like very standard Laveri's picks, right? That dark trap kind of like fast paced kind of feel. And this is one that I just like the choice of. I definitely like the choice of. But the mix is great. I mean, the mix for the whole project has been really, really solid. Definitely no gripes here when it comes to the overall mix of everything, and at least up until track 4, right? I mean, everything that we've heard here on the show has been mixed to a T, especially when it comes down to the instrumentals. So, again, nothing clashing to overbearing. Sound selection's great. Drums cut through nicely. Vocals sit nice. Nothing that I would like ultimately change on this one at all. Definitely pushing that like higher quality like area for Laveri's, and I feel like they set like a really solid standard for themselves, especially when it comes to these types of instrumentals. So, instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. Um. Hmm. You really could say drums, right? But the melody's a really, really big part of this for sure. It kind of has that like darkness to it, but also it's like, hmm. Yeah, I think I do want to say melody. I think I really, really do want to say melody, just because I feel like it's got that like Laveri's like dirtiness to it, like that grimy, like hard, almost like dark kind of tone, but also like it's so unique to Ghost, right? So I feel like we're gonna have to go with the melody here. Drums are a close second, but definitely the melody for sure. Um, hmm. All right. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, especially on this one, again, fantastic. And like throughout the whole project, I feel like the vocal mix has just been great. It's just like that much of a level up from previous Laveri's pieces, right? I feel like this mix is like right where it needs to be, crisp, clean, straight to the point. I mean, you could always like continue to like upgrade, your quality and things like that, but for where this is at, I feel like this is solid. Much like the last few tracks, no gripes. Definitely no gripes at all. Again, vocals sit nice on the instrumental, drums definitely cut through nice, vocals work nice with the instrumental. Um, yeah, whoever came through and engineered this did a really good job. 100%. 100%. Especially with like the ad libs and stuff too, for sure. For sure. Um, the vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. Um, I'm kind of torn between the writing and the flow and cadence and delivery. I feel like the flow and cadence and delivery was like again a level up, but also like a sign of improvement. Like Laveri's is just pushing himself, and like repetition is the key with almost anything you do in life. It's very rare that you're gonna do the same thing over and over again and not get really fucking good at it. And writing and vocals and recording is just like that. So that's kind of like I feel like that's where Laveri's is at this point. So when it comes down to you know what we got here with this project, I feel like it's a good sign. It's like progressing, and like you can see the future, and it's just gonna keep getting better and better. Um, so for me, mm, definitely flow and cadence and delivery for sure. I mean, writing's a close second, but definitely flow and cadence and delivery, 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody, vocal solid, flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. This is a cover I spoke about quite a few times, but just to say a couple words about it. I mean, I've always been a big fan of these kind of minimalist covers, right? Especially the ones that like look like records, and like it's just like a flashback to like the older styles, but it's kind of like a new take on it, right? I mean, this is probably like what a vinyl would look like anyway. So I like the direction of it, simple, straight to the point. I love the quality. And per usual, it catches the eye, but it's also like project worthy. You know what I mean? It definitely screams project to me. So I've been a big fan of this art for quite some time, 100%. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme of Walt White. Um, I mean, kind of like an obvious theme, right? This is one of those tracks where Laverius is really like just talking their shit. You know, they're really kind of stating like their mindset, what they're gonna accomplish, kind of like really like it's more of a confidence song, and it's one of those tracks that I feel like stands out on the project because it's Laverius at their best. You know what I mean? Like this is what they've always done on their tracks, and like do a really good job at it. But this time, it's coming back bigger and better, and like it's just going in the direction of like progression. You know what I mean? So it's a really good sign, and this is one where I feel like this one definitely stands out on the project for sure. The last two have really, really stood out, you know, and I feel like it was a smart move, kind of like putting the track list like this, because these were like obvious bangers, and then like kind of at the start you had like a little bit of like the more like alternative styles that Laverius doesn't normally do, but like got them outside of their box. But I feel like it was solid, you know what I mean? Like Rich by 21 followed by Walt White is a really good choice to me. So presumably next week we'll be going through Olivia Rodrigo, so that'll be very, very interesting. But regardless, with that said, huge shout out to Laverius Ghost. Thank you so much for the submission, my friends. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow both of them on Spotify, and of course, make sure you go follow Laverius on Twitter. They are 8 followers away from 130, so go show them some love in the bird at my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz is over there on the channel. So go show these artists and the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you for supporting Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking go. All right, so that was all the Patrons for tonight. Huge shout out to all of our crew over there on Patreon. Jordan, Laverius, Kruger, Ryuki, King Mark, anybody who's following the Patreon, you guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, if you'd like your submissions played first here on the show before everybody else, make sure you go check out the Music Mondays Patreon for goodies like that and much, much more. But let's hop into the community submissions. Let's go. So top to bottom, you guys know the drill. Same as always. Up next, we got the homie Sam's Raps. Now, Sam's Raps has been really letting us eat with the unreleased. Like, really, really letting us eat with the unreleased. A very, very talented hip-hop artist, Sam's Raps, submitted Pop Quiz. This week's Pop Quiz is the caption. Let's check this out, man. I'm down. Pop Quiz is crazy, so I feel like this is going to be one where the writing's nuts. I don't know. I just got a feeling. Let's check it out. Sam's Raps Pop Quiz unreleased demo. Oh shit.
Gator bite me, calling up Kira like nightly. Fight me like G with the Tai Chi. I punch at the party like icy, licking it up and she fishy as Pisces.
Wow.
You're not that guy, but I might be straight for the bush. I'll tiptoe slightly. Hat to the bag, but I jumped in quick. Rap for the sack with the nuts to the fist. One take, no breath, one spliff to the lips. Take a puff and a piss, then I lay down hits. One kid, 12 quiz. I want this. Does this like a list. He just fits. Flow brick is a fridge, so we keep shit crisp. Bit a tip for the kids. Don't try this. Watch this, I'm a pro, just doing my job. Need a verse like bro. How many lines got a pound of the dro? Just need that dough. With the words I flip 16s for the low. No reason to slow. Got season to go.
Oh my.
Telling that cheese in the go. Got a lip top cheddar just to even us go. There's not one better yo peep in the soul. I'm a hype beast. Always go hard, never lightly. You not that guy, but I might be. Fight scene like G with a Tai Chi. I punch at the party like icy. Licking it up and she fishy as Pisces.
Oh shit.
Roll like a gator, just bite me. Straight for the bush, I'll tiptoe slightly.
Bite me, I hit it licking my Nikes. Ayy, wifey, shawty a baddie, a wifey. Ayy, hype beast, I flip a bag like a hype beast. Ayy, ayy.
Wow.
Bite me, I hit it licking my Nikes. Ayy, wifey, shawty a baddie. wifey. Ayy, hype beast. I flip a bag like a hype beast. Ayy, ayy.
Holy shit. This motherfucker Sam's Raps is sitting on nukes, like fucking nukes. That I was not expecting. That one was definitely out of left field for sure. I mean, it's not like out of Sam's Raps realm, right? It's definitely not out their realm, but it's like this showed that like they're more like technical creative side, right? This one kind of like has like a different mix. The hook is different, is, you know, much more processing. It's very interesting. Like this is one where I just wasn't expecting it at all. I just wasn't. This one's very unique. One of the most unique we've heard out of Sam's in quite some time. All right. Let's talk about three things. Per usual, we're talking about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of Pop Quiz. So, all right. Instrumental, fantastic. I like the choice. It's a somewhat unique kind of, you know, trap style instrumental, but it has such a different kind of tone to it that it's like you could see Sam's picking this for sure. Like I could see why. I could definitely see why. Especially with the drums. The drums are like so unique. But as far as like the mix goes, really solid, especially again for a demo. With that in mind, the mix is great. You know what I mean? Obviously not like a super final product or anything like that. But if it was, it'd be pretty solid. You know what I mean? It'd be pretty solid. So, instrumental mix definitely up there. Sound selection great. Vocals are great. Nothing I would like ultimately switch. I do feel like the vocal mix goes well with the instrumental mix, 100%. The instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. I mean, it's got to be the melody, right? I mean, I do like the drums a lot on this, but the melody is so unique. Like, you know, the sound selection on this is crazy. Really crazy. So I'm big on this melody. But I do like the drums. Slow, hard hitting, kind of straight to the point drums, you know. But yeah, let's go melody. Let's go melody for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Let's talk vocals, vocal mix. Of course, with this being a demo, still very solid. You know what I mean? Like not like too many gripes here. You know, of course you could kind of go in and clean some like small stuff up, but you know, for where it's at now, fantastic. Especially with like the amount of processing, right? I mean, this kicked off very different than your usual Sam's Raps tracks that we've been kind of reacting to here on the show. So it's definitely a little like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? It's like fuck me. So you knew right off the bat that they were going for something a little bit different in flavor. So that's why I like this vocal mix a lot because it just caught me off guard, but it just showed Sam's more technical side, you know, definitely. So vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. You know, Flo and Kane's is really up there. Flo and Kane's and delivery is really up there. But you could really argue writing too. Like, especially in, like, the last half of the song. The writing, man. Flo and Kane's and delivery was pretty fucking crazy, though. I feel like you could really make a heavy argument for either. But I kind of want to go writing. Let's go writing. Just because the writing is definitely, like, very engaging. And like, from start to finish, it's very engaging. And that's something that's, like, you know, not everybody can do for every single song, and Sam's is very good at that. So for me, let's go writing. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. I love the kind of like throwaway, like FL in the background, like desk pick. You know, I feel like everybody has like one of these sitting on their camera roll somewhere, and just kind of like a temp cover for, you know, some unreleased demo type shit. So I do like that a lot. Obviously not a final or anything, but very solid for a demo though. Overall theme, I mean, I wouldn't look too deep for a theme here. This is one where, again, I feel like Sam's Raps was really talking their shit, and they were able to, like, do a little bit of flexing, but, confident flexing. It's not, like, cocky flexing. Like, there's, like, a significant difference, and Sam's does a really good job just, like, being very confident on their tracks and knowing like what they're spitting is fucking crazy. So that's one where I feel like, you really gotta hone in on the lyrics and really appreciate the writing here. For sure you do. 100%, especially in the later half of the track. So for me, definitely wouldn't dig too deep on a theme. This is one where, again, you gotta appreciate the writing and the lyrical skill of Sam's raps for sure. So, with that said, huge shout out to Sam's Raps. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Sam's Raps on SoundCloud and Twitter at Sam's Raps. They are 11 followers away from 1K. That is a W milestone. So go show them some love on Twitter. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friend. Let's fucking get it. See you guys dropping likes, dropping comments, all that good jazz. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So, all right. Let's get into it, my friends. We left off with the homie Sam's Raps with a little bit of an unreleased demo. Up next, we got the homie Mishka. It's been a while since we heard from Mishka. I don't even think, man, it's been like since like 2023 or so, maybe like early 2024, but it's definitely been a while, man. It's definitely been a while. A very talented alternative artist and producer, multi-genre, if you will, submitted a track titled "You Can't Take It Back." New single just dropped last night. Extremely excited about this one. Would love to hear your thoughts. We are definitely down. Let's get into it. Absolutely. All right. Let's see here. So we got Mishka, Notorious, Ivana C. All right, 229. Let's get into it. Mishka, You Can't Take It Back. Let's go. Oh shit. Drums are crazy. Damn. What a fun song. Just fun, you know what I mean? It's one of those like high energy but like sentimental fun kind of tracks. Like this is one that definitely would like slam in the club or at like a party or performed live. And this is one where it's just fun, you know, very palatable, very like it's enjoyable. So Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's break it down. We're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of You Can't Take It Back. So, let's talk instrumental. Mishka's known for their production, right? They're definitely known for having a wide range of production skills, placements, collaborations, things like that. So it comes to no surprise to me that this instrumental and this production is really crazy. But it's like very high quality as well, which I mean, not really a shocker, but it's one of those things where it's like standard, you know, fun pop, but it's got like a unique twist on it, you know. So I like the instrumental off rip definitely. Because Mishka kind of has like a wide range, so you never really know like what you're gonna get from them, especially when it comes to their production. So once the drums kind of kicked on, I was like, all right, shit, like we're getting into it. So yeah. With that said, the vocal mixes, or no, the instrumental mix is great. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Sound selection's great. Um, Vocals sit nice. Drums cut through nicely. Nothing that I would really change here at all, to be honest with you. Again, not really a shocker. Mishka is known for a really solid mix, so that's something you definitely want to point out, but not really a shocker here to Music Mondays for sure. Um, so instrumental mix very solid. Instrumental Shining Star. I mean, I guess you could really make a case for the drums or the melody. I feel like the structure is really solid too, but the drums are so fast paced and high energy, and the sound selection is great. I feel like the drums are a big heavy part of this. So for me, let's go drums, but the melody you could argue just as much. So for me, the drums for sure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix again, kind of like the instrumental mix. Not really a shocker that it's very crisp and clean. There's definitely more melodic parts in here. It's definitely obviously leaning towards like a pop sounding kind of direction. So with that said, everything's really solid. You know what I mean? Like nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing that I would really like ultimately change on this. Again, it's Mishka. This is an artist that, again, when we have reacted to their tracks on the show, it has always had a very high quality mix, regardless of what genre or what kind of, track it was or anything like that, right? So, vocal mix is all the same, but definitely something you'll always want to point out for anybody new here. So, vocal mix very solid. Vocal Shining Star. Um, you know, Hmm. Writing's definitely up there, right? But I kind of want to say the hook. The hook is like super palatable, but it's fun. It's so high energy, but so meaningful that it kind of like struck that like nice middle ground of like a really solid replayable hook. And it's one of those ones again that most people can relate to anyway. So for me, probably the hook. Probably the hook. I mean, again, you could argue writing, but definitely the hook for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. Great. To be honest with you, really, really solid. Like a very unique kind of take on like a super like zoomed in shot, right? Definitely screams single to me. I feel like there's a significant difference of like a single cover and like a project cover, of course. But this is one where I feel like they took the right direction for sure. Artist names at the top, song name below, logo bottom right, and the image is like just so high quality. I mean, you can't really ask for much more. You know what I mean? You really can't. So, aesthetics definitely on point, 100%. Perfect for a single. Overall theme, You Can't Take It Back. I mean, this is one again where I feel like almost anybody could relate to this. Everybody's kind of encountered that one or many shitty people in their life where, they do some shit and they can't really take it back, and it doesn't even really have to be like partners or relationships or anything like that. It could be friends, it could be family, it could be anything like that. I mean, like, most people are like, they have their relationships with people, right? But there's always like certain lines you shouldn't cross with anybody, but especially like your friends and your loved ones. You know what I mean? There's just certain stuff that like you just can't take back, and I feel like both of them were kind of channeling that on this, and made a fun song out of it though. Like it was very fast paced, high energy. Again, kind of one of those tracks that would like really go hard at like a party, small DJ show, or any type of show really. I'd like I mean like imagine like performing this live. That'd be great. You know, so straight to the point, very palatable and very relatable, but also like one of those tracks that like feels good to write and record and actually get out, you know. So well done, my friends. Well done. Huge shout out to Mishka. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, and of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They are approaching 4.2K on the Bird apps. Go show them some love and get into that milestone, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be links in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel, man. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. Let's get it. We got Onwuka in the chat, baby. Let's fucking go, man. Happy Monday. Hope you're well. Welcome on in. That ish was clean. I agree. Mishka is a goat. Well done. Shit. All right. Well, let's continue on, my friends. Let's get into it. So, we left off with the homie Mishka. Up next is the homie Sin, aka Survival in Negativity. A very, very talented hip-hop artist submitted Instrument of Destruction. Rally for Reality, Instrument of Destruction. Recorded between 2013 and 2016 and resurrected for the Spirit of Halloween. Damn, so we got an oldie coming back for a little bit of a comeback from the dead, if you will, right? Okay, so this dropped on Halloween, which is fucking sick. I love that. Wow, I'm surprised we didn't get to this one. All right, I'm down. Rally for Reality, Sin, Instrument of Destruction. Let's go. Damn, get it.
I'm an instrument of destruction.
I'm the main attraction at the menstrual carnival, encrypted horror show. America cause night terror and articles longer than Eric Garner's plea for oxygen. The honorable, you're on a jury and executioner from the martyr's home. All alone in a stone garden decorated with orange glow and tenements.
Oh shit.
Long ago. Made me an animal, escape artist, save me a manual. Take what you think you need and pay me in battle wounds. I wasn't born with this anger, but gladly pass it on. I'm acid in the face of a mastodon. I'm a master pawn, a master sacrifice. I'm a sack of sorrow and sadness song savage. In the tragic where I belong, I'm Kevin Gates with a brick, so with the easy rider. I'm the gun from I gave you power. Picked
oh
up
shit.
By the easy sniper. I'm sniped with 2 working legs, a red hawk under heavy fire. I do not cover.
I'm an instrument of destruction.
I'm a missing verse from Ether, teeter on a heartbroken male version of Lorena Bobbitt or Susan Atkins with a box cutter, Leatherface with a sawed off, Ozzy snorting sawdust, Roddy Piper freshly out of bubble gum, and all fucks, lost cause, spare your life and then burn you later. I'm Pomade with the Hanzo sword if you don't return the favor. I earned my place in the infernal blaze, infirm may learn no patience, turn my sacred learning to internal hatred.
Well, I got a hawk out on you niggas, shoot gamma right through my system, inject you into submission, spit venom until you get this, dismiss you. If you don't get it, then shoot you while you dismissing, refusing to get the message. My lesson is you can get it. I spit it with such precision, you get it with every lesson. Don't get it, then don't forget that I'm shooting as you're dismissing. I'm never new to this, I'm refusing to lose my mission. I'm playing all the positions, the judge, jury, defendant, the nigga that claimed he did it, the woman that said she witnessed, the officer at attendance, the typist of every sentence, the wife that knew that he did it, but lying just to defend him, his family.
Oh my god. What the fuck?
His baby mother that hate him, but always gonna stick with him. The niggas that's gonna kill him the second he get his sentence. In case I kinda lost you out sharing my motivation, I'm playing every position. The verdict is my decision. With the story I told, no holds bars exposed. I show flaws and tools, so cold thoughts are froze. I'm froze thoughts and show the true thoughts. Expose the corn raw, but sold your true false with flow. I am the cannibal lector, the vet in your pet cemetery, waiting piss with Murray while bloody mutter her name fairly. Triple the Candyman name, mirror with Carrie Scary. Left at the stage in this gym will become your cemetery. Been wary, harbor machetes. My mother tried, but she can't protect me. Cover my face because they be laughing at me. Now I'm happy, free to be loony. Been had me crazy since a baby. Raped a nun, then they made me, so now I'm Satan's baby. You see me coming, you're running, would never help for nothing. Lock you in the dungeon, don't panic unless I'm doing something. So be prepared, you're the feast for my famine, my consumption.
I'm an instrument of destruction.
Oh my. What the fuck? Alright, dude, come on. Come on. Sync and kill tracks in 50 seconds is ridiculous. Love the comparison start he does here. Yeah, they fucking killed this. They absolutely fucking killed this. Wow. I can't even believe this is old. I actually can't even believe that this is old. So, referring back to the caption, recorded back in 2013, 2016, and resurrected for the spirit of Halloween. Wow. I can't even believe that stayed unreleased for that long. That's fucking wild, actually. That is so wild. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So, we are going to talk about three things here. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of Instrument of Destruction. Instrumental's great. It like has that like cipher freestyle kind of flexibility with it too. Very simple, straight to the point. Kind of has that mood set. You know what I mean? Like, wow. So off rip, I love the choice, no doubt. The choice clears. Let's talk about the mix though. The mix is fantastic for a what 8-year-old track. 8-year-old the latest. So it's like holy fuck, like that's wow, 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 wow. For an 8-year-old track, man, that's insane. You know, Sin and Onwuka as well. Like, there's a couple artists that come to mind that have had like a very consistent mix for quite some time. You know what I mean? And this is one where I feel like it's like speaking volumes. It is speaking fucking volumes, man. So, um, let's see here. So, instrumental mix clears 100%, like no question. Sound selection is great. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing that I would ultimately change on this whatsoever. Not at all. Not at all. So instrumental mix solid. I do believe that it was mixed by Stratic as well. Mixed by Stratic Beats. Yep. He shout out to Stratic. Um, Instrumental Shining Star. I mean, what? Let's go with the melody, right? I mean, the melody is very ominous and like has that dark classic kind of feel to it, but just the sound selection on it's great too. So for me, definitely the melody, 100%. Drums are up there too, but I like the melody a lot. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix again for an 8-year-old track is fucking insane. Crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point. I mean, this is another artist that's had a very consistent mix for the duration that they've ever submitted to Music Mondays, right? Whether it's some 2013 tracks, some 2024 tracks. We've heard like a very solid mix from Sin and Rally for quite some time. So not really a shocker here, but something you always want to point out for anybody new as well. So vocal mix, fantastic. Crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point, like I said. For sure. Especially for an 8-year-old track, it's like, holy shit. Vocal Shining Star, writing. It's gotta be writing. Writing 100%. I mean, flow and cadence and delivery is up there. I feel like that was very, very like enjoyable as well. But for me, the writing, like just the um theme that they went with, right? And like even when you consider like how much older it is, like damn, like they were on that shit back then. So it's like holy fuck, like Onwuka said in the chat right here, they've been killing it for a decade. Very crazy, very very crazy. It's like holy shit. Um, so for me, writing for sure, 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody, vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. Again, great for a single, great for Halloween, great for like spooky kind of horror vibes as well. Right, I definitely feel like this was again straight to the point, but I love the quality of it. Like if you're gonna go for like a simple cover or anything like that, just make sure it's like super quality, unless like you want to go a different direction. But this is one where I really really like this a lot. Simple, straight to the point, very much solid for a single, you know. So aesthetics on point, overall theme, Instrument of Destruction. I mean, with not only like the horror vibes kind of throughout the whole track, I do feel like there's a much more like darker tone as well that they kind of took advantage of while being on the topic of horror and Halloween. You know what I mean? So they took the topic and kind of ran with it. You know what I mean? And again, this is one where I feel like they were not only straight to the point, but they kind of nailed it, right? Like there was many like um mainstream horror references. There's kind of more obscure horror references. Every um other punchline had some kind of like nuance to it. It was crazy. So this is one where I feel like again they kind of nailed the Halloween horror kind of theme for that type of season for sure. This is one where I feel like they just they just ran through this. Like, it was almost easy for them to kind of create this. You know what I mean? So, well done. Well done, my friends. With that said, huge shout out to Rally for Reality. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And, of course, make sure you go follow Sin on Twitter. They are 12 followers away from 500. So, go get them to 500, man. That's a W milestone. And, of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And, of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Underground tips and tricks, full podcast episodes, whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel, man. So make sure you show these artists on the channel some love. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking go. All right. So, let's see here. We left off with the homie Sin. Up next is the homie Onwuka. Now, another artist that has been on a tear, Onwuka, is back. And they submitted a track titled Holy Center. Time to show you the other Wuka phone. Shlong Wuka. This is one of my most immature tracks yet. Always the verse. Yeah, okay. I'm not on wordplay next week. Got a track of Shlong on Chronically Stone. Gotta know the lore first. Okay. Next week, got a track where Shlong on and Chronically Stone, but it's got the. Okay. So this will be very interesting. Again, Onwuka back killing it with the themes. I'm very interested now. It came out in 2020, not super new, but not super old either. Let's see here. So this is what? Track 7. Very, very interesting. Okay, track 7, Grand Chieftain. I believe we've reacted to a couple tracks off of this project, but definitely not the majority of it. Those will definitely be interesting to kind of dive into. All right, let's get into it. Onwuka, Holy Center. Let's go.
Yeah, we've got a good one with this one. This isn't the type of song to show your moms, but who knows? She will sing along. You know, that would be so dope if gave me one of your silky smooth below a jig buzz. Then after that, I'll take my thing out, then I go and now I'm popped up in that holy center. Your bow is the holy center. Trying to make a way to the holy center. I wanna feel on my face when I taste like when the wind is blowing in winter. This chick and I, yeah, we be strolling to dinner. But my partner Rich, all about his ish, asking me when we can go up in ya. Can I bump ya softly like we was boning to end ya? Look at ya so September, yes, you was shown and still glimmer. Body looking deadly like you were bone with a trigger. So I should probably try and take a shot to get on in your figure. So get on with on if you are down to hang with her. Gee, I'm trying to slide in slow like the lazy river. Blow dip is magic like the skull kid, like getting blown by 80 twists. I'm trying to smack you with my wand like a cranky wizard.
Oh, shit.
That would be so dope if ya gave me one of your silky smooth blow jib buzz. Then after that, I'll take my thing out, then go and now I'm popped up in that holy center. When I'm zooming past, she can't tell if I'm good or bad. I guess that makes me a holy sinner. But when I roll up and she a Spider-Man, she trying to own me like Sony Pictures. You know that would be so dope if ya gave me one of your silky smooth below jib buzz. Then after that, I'll take my thing out, then I go and now I'm popped up in that holy center. Yeah, that holy center. Trying to stroll up and enter. If you let me stay, girl, you be on top of mobile labors, then so be a lizard. Yeah, the below be killer, but I wanna go in and sting ya like a bee drill. If I'm trying to be real with what he feels, your legs are looking smoother than a Cadillac DeVille. So on when I get up on that pound, like a swan up in the hills. So why don't you let the player get on your hotness? Your eyes are glowing with embers, trying to make on one of the only members that can make a reservation to stay in the suite of the holy center. Not trying to flex, but I'm saying I want to be stroking in the ocean when it's open and wet. I'm about to get to licking like I just wrote a letter. They be like, this kid is tripping, but I know you know me better. So why don't you let her, fresh in a stellar fella, take a cosmic dive up in that holy center? You know I'm finna stay striding and riding, even if I'm tired. Gotta keep going like Kobe's my mentor when I been ya. You know that
Damn.
would be so dope if ya gave me one of your silky smooth blow jibbers. Then after that, I'll take my vein out, then go and yeah. Now I'm popped up in that holy center. When I'm zooming
The
past,
beat choice is crazy.
if I'm good or bad, I guess that makes me a holy sinner. But when I roll up and she a Spider-Man, she trying to own me like Sony Pictures. You know that would be so dope if ya gave me one of your silky smooth below jibbers. Then after that, I'll take my vein out, then I go and yeah. Now I'm popped up in that holy center.
Damn. Okay. Wow. Impressive. Very, very solid. The whole song is me seeing if I can make a banger, including Blow Jibber. Ram joked to myself, they said a bunch on the league. Yeah, no, like, this is one where I feel like, if anything, it shows your writing talent. 100%. Like, this really shows how good of a writer you actually are. You know what I mean? Right, Interstellar Fella. Yeah, I thought about that too. Yep. There's a crying baby and I had to take it out. It was hella annoying. Wait, no, that's great. The crying baby would have been crazy. That would have been fucking crazy. But yeah, I caught the Interstellar Feller bar there. I was like, fuck, okay. Okay, so that shit was even earlier than before. Damn. All right. So lots to talk about here, lots to get into. Let's talk about it. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Holy Center. So again, instrumental choice, I love it. It like is kind of has that like alt trap staple sound to it, but still the melody is making it very different. But I feel like it was a very like solid Onwuka choice, you know. So instrumental choice solid, instrumental mix again very solid, especially for a track from 2020. Like I mentioned in the last submission, you know, Onwuka is definitely one of those artists that has a very consistent mix, and even with their instrumentals and just their songs in general, you know what I mean, just their songs in general. So when it comes down to this one, instrumental mix very solid, especially the drums, nothing clashing, too overbearing. Sound selection was good, vocals sit nice. Nothing thinking back on it that I would change at all, to be honest with you. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. I kind of want to say the melody, but the drums are pretty underrated, especially with the hook. Like, I feel like the drums are pretty underrated. Like, I really like the 808 a lot. Let's go with the drums. I mean, you could say the melody, right? Melody kind of has like a more like upbeat kind of tone, but I kind of want to go with the drums here. I really like the drums. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. So vocal mix, again, much like the instrumental, Onwuka has a very consistent mix, especially with their vocals. Again, with a song that's 4 years old, for certain artists you might hear like a more rougher mix or, you know, X, Y, or Z, but you could compare this to a recent Onwuka drop and the mix is going to be just as high quality, which is fantastic. You know what I mean? They've had like a very consistent mix throughout their whole duration of music. That's one thing you always want to point out for anybody new here. That's a very consistent mix. So not really a shocker to us, but very solid nonetheless. You know what I mean? Crisp, clean, clear. Again, straight to the point, you know? So vocal mix, very solid. Vocal shining star. I mean, what? It's got to be the writing, 100%. I mean, you could definitely make an argument for the hook, right? But I feel like the writing in general throughout the whole track was very, very solid. Flow and cadence and delivery is definitely up there. I feel like it was very unique, but also like very enjoyable. So like, you know, what the track was about too. So, yeah, let's go writing, man. Let's go writing. Just because this proves again that Onwuka has like such a talent for writing that they could take a subject like this and really come up with this many bars and like really not make it corny or anything like that. Like a lot of people will like take a subject like this and like make it unenjoyable or just corny or even cringy. Like, but even for like a track that you did 4 years ago, I still find this holds up. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely like teetering on that like joke format, but it's also like still so well written that it's like, damn, like it's still, you could still take it very serious. So I feel like that just speaks volume on Onwuka's writing, So definitely writing, 100%. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums, vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics. I feel like I haven't spoke about this cover. Maybe we haven't reacted to anything on this, or maybe we have and it's been like a very long time. But this is one again where I feel like has that project energy to it, right? It's very much got that project flavor, but it's more like personal with Onwuka because of like, the Grand Chieftain and like the way that's edited. Like the hands are like a big thing here. But I feel like the hands almost make this cover. But definitely solid for a project like this. Like, again, straight to the point. You know what I mean? But it kind of like has that like upper echelon of like project tier of cover. It just like feels like a project cover for sure. So aesthetics definitely on point, especially for a project. Overall theme, a very much obvious theme, right? Holy Center. Kind of like one of those more intimate, in your face, kind of like honest tracks that, sometimes, again, like referring back to the caption, I think Onwuka kind of broke it down really well. This is one of my most immature tracks yet. Like always, the verse is actually cold. Right, of course, 100%. Fun Mackin song with wordplay. Next week, got a track where Shlong, On, and Kronwuka is stunned and gotta know the lore first, right? So this is like another kind of alter ego project that Onwuka really kind of killed it with. You know what I mean? Like really, really kind of killed it with. Like I feel like this one, again, it just speaks volumes to Onwuka's writing ability. Like they really, really have a strong writing ability. And just to be able to take a topic and like write this well to it, it's just crazy. And we've seen it time and time again since Onwuka's first submission, right? Could be about war, could be about video games, space. We've seen Halloween tracks. Like there are so many tracks that we've seen from Onwuka that are so well centered around a theme and so well written around a theme that this one, it's got to be up there. You know what I mean? It's really, really got to be up there, especially for a track in 2020. Like, it just shows you how long Onwuka's pen has been hot and, like, how long also it takes to get to this kind of level of, like, writing to this degree. You know what I mean? So, well done, my friend. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Onwuka. Thank you so much for the submission. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And, of course, make sure you go follow Onwuka on Twitter. They are 11 followers away from 780. So go show them some love over there in the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And huge shout out to you if you already have, dropping likes, dropping comments. Even if you're just viewing the videos, we appreciate you here on Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking get it. So, we're about halfway through the show, so you guys know the dealio. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we return, we're going to dive right back into the rest of our community submissions. Appreciate it. Glad you got all the writing details. Salute. Let's fucking get it on. Welcome. Much, much love for the submission, my friend. Let's fucking go. That was a great one. That was definitely a great one. But, yeah, like I said, quick commercial break, and you guys know the drill. When we return, we're going to dive right back into our community submissions. So make sure you get up, go stretch your legs, go get a bottle of water, maybe go get a drink, anything like that works. And when we return, like I said, we're going to dive right back into the community submissions. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here live. Music Mondays podcast episode 199. Welcome on in, my friend. Happy Monday. Got a good, but let's continue. We left off with the homie on Wuka. Huge shout out to Onwuka. Next up, we're kicking off with homie Offspring Mysterious, a multi-talented producer, engineer, designer, writer, editor, you name it. Offspring does it all. But they submitted a YouTube edit titled On Track. Time to get back on track. I'm down, Offspring. Let's get into it. Give it a quick little pause. Go 720 because we're streaming. Full screen. Such a W spot. On the last. Okay. Train's coming. Boy. Great editing. Oh, the colors are crazy. Love that. So I assume they'll meet. They'll definitely meet again for sure. Wow, 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 wow. There's one thing here that absolutely stuck out to me for sure, and definitely the writing, and the editing, fantastic. Like again, Offspring is really on this tear of like really coming up with like heavy storylines, but like really diving in on the writing as well. You know what I mean? I think diving in on the writing is so fucking crucial. Like, the editing to accompany it getting better, better. Like the train track scene really like stuck out to me. Really, really. So this is one where again, story continues, but it's just getting better and better. And Offspring's really utilizing every, so well done here. Um, I would say Shining Star, kind of torn between the editing and the writing. I really like the editing. I feel like Offspring went out like really finalized this. So let's go with editing. Editing definitely deserves it for sure, but the writing in the script was actually just as good. But the writing or the editing definitely is up there for me. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Offspring Mysterious. Make sure you go sub to their channel on YouTube. They're 8 subs away from 230. Go show some love on the tube. Of course, make sure you go follow Offspring Mysterious on Twitter. They are 2 followers away from 900 AW milestone out of them. So make sure you go show them some love over there on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the music channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some motherfucking love, baby. Let's get it. And of course, if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking go. So, let's see here. Up next would be the homie Jordan, but Jordan is a Music Mondays Patreon, so we've already reacted to the mission earlier in the show. So make sure you go show Jordan and the rest of our Patreon some love. Let's see here. So, up next, we got the homie, The Single Digits, a very, very talented alternative artist, submitted Staring Back at Me, a song dedicated to those we love and are important to us. Okay. So, Single Digits has been killing it as of recently, especially with all of their recent drops. Absolutely. So, I'm very excited to see what we got here, because, sometimes you never know what you're going to get from the Single Digits, so... Let's go take a look here, my friends. So this is off of Saturday Night Fever. And this is a 13-track project. And we are going with track 11, Staring Back at Me. Let's get into it. Single Digits, Staring Back at Me. Let's go. Okay.
Nothing else could ever make me feel this way. Not a single thing in the world. Nothing else could ever make me wanna trade. Not for diamonds or for pearls. All I want, all I need
Wow, man. Well fucking done. Well done. Okay. Okay. So, holy shit. Song dedicated to those we love and are important to us. Thanks. You're very welcome, my friend. Thank you for your submission. That was fantastic. Um, Again, a very honest track here, for sure. A very, very honest track, which I like. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental, we're gonna talk about the vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Staring Back at Me. So, well, let's talk instrumental, man. Instrumental mix is fantastic. I mean, especially with these like live instrument based instrumentals, sometimes shit can be a little wonky when it comes to the mix and getting vocals to work with everything. So, this is one where I feel like it definitely scores for sure. It definitely scores. Um, Nothing too clashy, nothing too overbearing, nothing I would like ultimately change on this because I think the raw style makes it shine more. So for me, instrumental mix solid, definitely solid. Instrumental shining star, the drums are definitely up there for me. I definitely like the drums a lot, but the melody is fantastic, especially the solo in the middle. The guitars are just great on this, absolutely great. So, um, definitely melodies, but drums are a close second for sure. Um, so instrumental solid, definitely the uh melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix again, very raw for the single digits. I wouldn't say like super raw or anything like that, as to where it's like hindering the track, but a very solid, like passionate mix that you can like hear the emotion in. You know what I mean? It's a very emotional kind of track, as are the majority of single digits tracks, and they're very meaningful, right? So you kind of want to leave the emotion in and like really try to get the point across. When it comes to the vocal mix, nothing too clashy again. Nothing that I would like ultimately change on this. Um, Especially for where it's at right now, definitely super solid. Nothing super crazy that ultimately stuck out to me. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Vocal set pretty well. Drums are solid. So yeah, no, vocal mix is definitely up for sure. Um, Vocal shining star. Um, hmm, Probably the hook. The hook was definitely very palatable, but also like has that like stuck in your head kind of factor too. You know what I mean? So I'm a big fan of the hook. If I'm being honest, I mean writing in general is very solid, but the hook is definitely something that'll get stuck in your head and very catchy. So I'd say the hook for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the melodies, vocal solid, definitely the hook. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. So Saturday Night Fever is a project that I spoke about a little bit here there. We've reacted to a couple of these tracks, quite a few actually, I think. And you know, very simple cover, but definitely like has that project feel to it, especially with a Saturday Fight Fever. Like one of those things where you know, simple, straight to the point, but gets the job done. You know what I mean? Especially with the single digits logo like in the middle. Very solid for me. Definitely very solid for me. And again, simple, straight to the point, has that project kind of feel to it. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, I would say realistically, single digits kind of laid it out for us here. I mean, a song dedicated to those we love and are important to us. And staring back at me, I mean, essentially, like it's a very like honest but like empowering kind of song, as to where you're reminded that like we're all on this like crazy journey together. No matter what we go through in life, and no matter what people go through in life, as long as you have your friends and the people that you care about beside you, a lot of it's much easier. You know what I mean? So a really solid theme and a very relatable theme from the homie Single Digits, man. So well done, my friend. Well done. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And huge shout out to the Single Digits. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow them on Twitter as well. They are 12 followers away from 500, so it's a great milestone. Go show them some love in the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking go. So, let's see here. We left off the homie Single Digits. Up next is the homie Braden. Now, Braden's been killing it with a lot of their recent drops, man. They've been back on their bullshit as of lately, but multi-genre talented artist submitted Down the Toilet, the sample fire shit I'm down, Braden. Let's see what we got here. Let's check the sample. All right. Braden, down the toilet. Let's go. No way. No way. Hell no, no way. Wow. What a very interesting sample. Braden was not kidding. That's like a very unique take on that, but whoever produced that did a really good job. That definitely like hit the nail on the head for sure. So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Down the Toilet. So let's talk instrumental. Insane sample, insane choice. I like the choice for Braden though. Definitely gets the point across, and it's very much like a Braden style instrumental, right? Has a few genre blends, has like a lot of trap jerk, kind of like new style elements to it, right? So instrumental choice is very solid, 100%. Instrumental shining or no, instrumental mix. Again, instrumental mix, fantastic. Nothing like super clashy at all. Drums are well, sound selection solid, vocals sit nice, everything cuts through nicely. Yeah, nothing that I would really like ultimately change on this one at all. Yeah, instrumental mix definitely very solid. I think the drums really shine here too, but instrumental mix is definitely up there. Instrumental shining star. You really could say the sample, but I do feel like the drums are a very good like accompanying factor. I think the drums are really putting in work here. Drums could definitely be overlooked here. So let's go drums. Let's go drum. I mean, the sample is just obvious, like that's an obvious W right there, right? But I feel like the drums are just as hot, definitely. So the drums are solid here. Instrumental W. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Very solid. Braden has had a very consistent vocal mix for quite some time, for almost the whole duration that we've been reacting to. Their vocal mix is never like steered in a weird direction, or it's never like off-putting, and like especially with like how many styles and things that they've kind of experimented with. This is a vocal mix that again very solid, very consistent, very straight to the point. So vocal mix, definitely no gripes, nothing clashing to overbearing, nothing that I would like ultimately change on this. Especially with the drums cutting through nicely, very solid. So, vocal mix solid, vocal shining star. I kind of want to say flow and cadence and delivery. Writing's a close second, but to be honest, probably flow and cadence and delivery kind of clears here for me. Braden is really coming to their own style and really like starting to utilize like their full potential and like take that next step to like level up. So, for me, definitely got to be the flow and cadence and delivery for sure. Writing's a close second though. The instrumental solid, definitely drums, vocal solid, flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. So Braden's kind of been nailing it with the blue covers here, and this is another one that kind of clears for me, especially with the blue filter on it. It's just so solid. I mean, like, the only thing I would change is what, maybe like a little parental advisor or something like that. But other than that, I think Braden does a really good job with their new style of covers, especially with like the blue aesthetic now. Fantastic, very fantastic. So aesthetics on point. And you guys know the drill with these IRL covers as well, right? I mean, if you're gonna kind of take that IRL direction, this is kind of like, you know, the softer direction that you'd want to go, right? Nothing too crazy, but kind of gets the job done when it comes to the aesthetics. So, um, again, aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, down the toilet. I mean, again, Braden's just kind of coming through and really talking their shit. I think they do a really good job, like, you know, really kind of, you know, being confident on the track, but also like using their writing ability to their best ability, right? So they do a really good job talking shit in a very like in a very solid way. So again, this is one where you definitely got to appreciate the writing ability and the lyrical skill here, 100%, because I feel like Braden kind of pushed it. So they're doing better and better at each drop. So well done, my friend. Well done. With that said, a huge shout out to Braden. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go follow Braden on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow Braden on Twitter. This is their new Twitter, so they need some juice over here, man. So go get them like 10 followers or something, man. Go show them some love. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. Let's fucking get it. If you already have, thank you for showing some love to Music Mondays, my friend. Fucking go. Much love. I see you guys dropping likes, dropping comments. All that good jazz. You guys are awesome, man. Let's fucking get it. Let's see here. Okay, so we left off with the homie Braden. Up next would be the homie Laverius, but Laverius is a Patreon. We've already reacted to their track earlier in the show, so make sure you go run the show back. All of our Patreons, some love. So, we left off with the homie Laverius, and Braden. Up next is the homie Mac 2 times. Mac, very talented hip hop artist, submitted a track titled Moon. Now they've been kind of on a tear in 2024. They're starting to like kick back up and really again level up. Mac's an artist who's definitely been leveling up as of lately. So let's see what we got here, my friends. We got an unreleased track titled Moon. Let's get into it.
Listen up, please. Next, we are going to steal the moon.
Shoot for the stars, as color as the moon. Yeah, that's the first step for the boom. Lately these niggas been stealing my groove. Might change the way that I move. I got some Henny, man, carrying tools. So tell me you better stay cool. Me and the squad ain't never gonna lose. Every step up to the play, you a fool. First off, I'm knowing nobody can handle me. Ain't no cocky shit, became a better me. Told that bitch I am an eater, yeah. But hell no, I ain't talking Jeffrey. Give her the dick and she no longer mad at me. Spend a little bag all at once at the gallery. Spurt a little bit to congratulate me. Girl told me that she just wanted a piece. Lately I know you've been calling me daddy. But I'm sorry you can't get no sugar. Can't wait till I get her these bands up some more. Cause it's been a dream of mine, copping the burgers. I walk in the club, but it's instantly cooler. Shorty start dancing on me like a hooker. Get a little tipsy just to get my mood up. Yeah, cause later I'm hitting the stew up. Just took a perk, but I need one more extra. Just took a perk, but I need one more extra. You got me moody, acting like a stressor. You got me moody, acting like a stressor. Shorty start kissing me, so I undress her. Shorty start kissing me, so I undress her. Grabbing the rubbers right off of the dresser. Grabbing the rubbers right off of the dresser. Right now I just thought about buying a Tesla. Just to get my mouth coming much faster. Just to get my mouth coming much faster. Perky she wants rounds, I'm a lapper. Perky she wants rounds, I'm a lapper. Then she gotta go like Yachty one nighter. She gotta go like Yachty one nighter. Shoot for the stars, just colors the moon. That's the first step for the boom. Lately these niggas been stealing my groove. Might change the way that I move. I got some Henny, man, carrying tools. So remember you better stay cool. Me and the squad ain't never gonna lose. If you step up to the play, you a fool. Shoot for the stars, just colors the moon. That's the first step for the boom. Lately these niggas been stealing my groove. Might change the way that I move. I got some Henny, man, carrying tools. So remember you better stay cool. Me and the squad ain't never gonna lose. If you step up to the play, you a fool.
Mac really killed this, man. Holy shit. Well done. Absolutely well done. Let's fucking go, Mac. Great fade out too. Awesome. Mac's definitely on his bullshit on this one. I like that a lot. I definitely like that. All right. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about three things here. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the theme of Moon. So, instrumental choice, love the instrumental choice. It's definitely a Mac 2 times kind of instrumental, right? So kind of a no-brainer as to why they picked this one and really went hard with this. So instrumental choice, very solid. Instrumental mix, definitely up there. Definitely up there. I don't think it could be tweaked any harder, to be honest with you. Definitely right where it needs to be. Sound selection is great. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Nothing that I would ultimately change on this at all, to be honest with you. Drums hit hard. And again, vocals sit nice, like I said. Nothing like super crazy that I would change at all. So, instrumental mix, very solid. Instrumental Shining Star. I do like the melody, right? But I feel like the drums are a very, very solid choice here. I like the sound selection. The 808s are great. Fast pace. Everything about the drums I really like. So for me, definitely drums clear, but I feel like you could argue melody as well. But definitely the drums. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, definitely solid. This is something that Mac has really improved on and really kind of like got down pat and like made very consistent. You know what I mean? Mac has been very, very consistent as far as like 2024 goes and even 2023. So their vocal mix is definitely on point. And again, they have a really solid natural voice. And for this kind of style, you don't really want to exploit that too much. When it comes down to this one, I definitely like the vocal mix a lot. Crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point. Again, nothing that I would ultimately change on this at all. So, vocal mix solid. Vocal Shining Star. I'm kind of torn between writing and flow and cadence. I feel like writing is definitely up there, but flow and cadence and delivery is crazy. It's just such a mature, regressed Mac 2 times. You know what I mean? So for me, definitely flow and cadence and delivery 100%, without a doubt. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme aesthetics. Great cover here. Great cover, especially for an unreleased track. Like Mac usually kind of kills it with their art, but this one, Parental Advisory, kind of in the middle on some real obscure kind of placement. I like that. And Moon at the top, and then the car in the middle, and the detail is just crazy. So for a single title Moon, this one absolutely hits. Like absolutely fucking hits. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, Moon. Realistically, definitely a confident kind of get to where you need to be Mac 2 times right here, for sure. This is one where I feel like Mac, again, was talking their shit, but also it's very uplifting. It's somewhat motivational. It's kind of getting the point across that, like, Mac's not stopping for anything. And it's one of those songs that you can really kill and, like, look back on and be like, yeah, nah, like, I've been on my bullshit, So it's a very motivational kind of song, and I think Mac did a good job with that. So, well done, my friend. Well done. Make sure you go follow Mac 2 times on SoundCloud at Mac 2 times, and of course, make sure you go follow Mac on Twitter. They're 3 follows away from 180, so go show them some love over there in the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube free upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love. If you already have, thank you for showing love to Music Mondays, my friends. I see you dropping likes, dropping comments, all that good jazz. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. So, let's see here. All right. We left off with the homie Mac 2 times. Up next is the homie Emily Thorsby. So it's been a while since we heard from Emily. Definitely been, I'd say, like a couple months or so. But a very, very talented alternative singer submitted a track titled Darkest Night. I'm out with a new song 8th of November. I will send it when it's out. Let's fucking get it, Emily. Down. I'm down. So we got Spotify and the rest of the crew. So let's go pop open the Spotify link and let's see what we got here. All right, let's get into it. Emily Thorsby, Darkest Night. Okay.
Say you're not that good for me, all for my soul. Could you be the one, a dangerous fun? What I've been told, I'm gravely convince me. Just be my only one, yeah. Be my only one, yeah.
Okay.
You take me, kiss me, you holding my heart so warm. Winters, the years, I'm so sure I can take no more. Yeah, can't take no more. Cause I'm waiting for more, waiting for you, waiting for love. Hope it won't take so long. Convince me, just be my only one. Be my only one.
Damn.
Be my only one. My delicious one. Be my only one. Be my only one. My delicious one. I've been waiting for so long. Can't get you out of my head. Can't even sleep in my lonely bed. Take me as far as you can. Take me into your arms. Yours for the darkest night.
Well done. Well done. Super fast paced, super in your face. Awesome. Really, really awesome. So this one's great for a couple reasons, but I feel like everybody needs a good love ballad in their library, you know what I mean? And this is definitely hitting that mark. So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. We're talking about three things. We're talking about the instrumental, we're talking about vocals, and we're talking about the overall theme of Darkest Night. So let's talk instrumental. Instrumental mix is great. Absolutely fantastic. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Sound selection's great. Melody's great. Nothing's kind of like getting in the way of each other. Nothing's kind of flowing wrong. Without a doubt, no gripes with the instrumental at all. Definitely enjoy the instrumental. Sure. Instrumental Shining Star. You know, drums are up there though. I mean, I kind of want to say melody, but the drums are really, really doing it for me. Let's go drums, just because the sound selection is very pop centered and it just has a great sound selection. And the drums really like get up and move for sure. So you definitely have like a solid flow with the drums there. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, again, fantastic, especially for a more melodic, pop, fast paced kind of centered song. Great mix. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Again, vocals cut through nicely. Nothing that I would ultimately change on this at all. Whoever engineered this definitely did a really good job and did their homework for sure. So the vocal mix definitely up there for me. 100%. No gripes with this at all. Vocal Shining Star. I really like the writing, if I'm being honest. I feel like the writing's very honest and vulnerable. And like it takes a lot of guts to kind of like put that on paper and actually like form it into like an actual song that you enjoy as an artist. Let's go with writing. Hook is a close second, but I like the writing a lot. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. Again, you guys know the drill with the IRL pictures, man. I feel like the IRL pictures go so hard. Like you could literally like take any kind of like off-guard photo, regular shot, or even go on a photo shoot, right? And really, really fucking kill it. So when it comes to the IRL photos, I feel like this one definitely nails it. Checks all the boxes, right? Especially with the text at the bottom. Emily Thorsby, Darkest Night. You know what I mean? Perfect for a single, you know? I wouldn't necessarily like go for a project like this, but this one for a single, absolutely. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, Darkest Night. I mean, everybody's kind of like been in that lonely stage before us to where they've been in love and like, you know, it just doesn't work out. And, you know, being honest with your feelings is one of the main perks of being an artist, right? Obviously it sucks sometimes, but you have the ability to voice yourself and put your feelings on paper and like, you know, get some mental clarity like in a healthy way and kind of like really like get that, you know, feeling off your chest, you know. So this is one of those tracks that I feel like everybody kind of has to experiment with. And even if you don't want to like publish it, I feel like everybody should be creating at least one of these songs, you know what I mean? Just so you can get that like emotional kind of feeling out. And I feel like that's what Emily did here. So well done, my friend. Well done. So with that said, huge shout out to Emily Thorsby for the submission. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They're approaching 1.1K on the Bird app. So go show them some love over there on Twitter. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of YouTube. Free upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love. And Kev, thank you. We appreciate you for showing love to Music Mondays. I see you guys dropping likes, dropping comments, all that good jazz. You guys are awesome. Thank you. So, alrighty, my friends, continuing on. Up next, we have the homies over at Mojave Gray Worldwide, aka Mojave Gray. Next to me, a track titled Heartbeat. Very, very talented alternative crew is back with another jammer. I'm down. I'm definitely down. Let's see what we got from the homies over at Mojave Gray. It's been a little while, man. It's been a little while, so I'm down. Let's get into it. All right, so we got Heartbeat. This is October 25th, 2024. Very brand new. Let's get into it. Mojave Gray, Heartbeat. Let's go. Great.
It's been so long since we've been gone. It seems so wrong to need to feel you deep. Just wanna sleep to your heartbeat. Your heartbeat.
Okay.
I just need your heartbeat. Your heartbeat. I don't know when, but I'll find you then. We'll dream again. I need to feel you deep. Just wanna sleep to your heartbeat. Your heartbeat.
Wow. Fantastic.
I just need your heartbeat. Your heartbeat.
Well done, man. Well done. Insane, actually. What a track. What a track. Pushing that like alt rock, alt pop kind of genre blend, and it's really pushing just that fast paced kind of almost relaxing kind of sound, you know? Well done. All right, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's break it down. So, we're going to talk about, let's see here. We're going to talk about 3 things. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of Heartbeats. So, let's see here. Instrumental's fantastic. I mean, the mix is just what the fuck. You know what I mean? The instrumental mix is really, really up there for me. Nothing clashing at all. Nothing too overbearing. Sound selection solid. Patterns are solid. Like, there's just no gripes with this whatsoever. The instrumental mix is absolutely fantastic. Definitely no gripes at all. So beautiful mix on the instrumental. Instrumental Shining Star is definitely the structure. I love the way that this was structured out. I mean, you could definitely say the melody, right? Or even the are up there, but structure for me definitely clears here. So structure, absolutely. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, absolutely fantastic. Again, kind of matching the tone of the instrumental, but not going like super crazy with it, you know. So for me, vocal mix very solid. I mean, come on, like has that like space, almost kind of like crisp, clear, kind of just in your face kind of mix, but it also really blends with the instrumental. So vocal mix, absolutely solid. Vocal Shining Star, probably the flow and cadence and delivery. I mean, writing's a close second, but the writing is very easy to grasp, right? So I feel like the flow and cadence and delivery and how they really like structured everything out is like very solid. So instrumental solid, definitely the structure, vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics, insane cover for a single. I love this. It almost looks like two trees put together, right? But also at the same time, it kind of looks like the inside of like the human body, right? Like how, what all your veins look like. And simple, high quality, straight to the point, heartbeat up top. I mean, can't ask for much more. Very solid aesthetics, especially for a track titled Heartbeat, right? Overall theme, Heartbeat, I mean, definitely has that love ballad kind of direction, but also at the same time, it's one of those tracks that like is very honest, but you can always get behind it. You know what I mean? It's gonna make you want to get up and move. It's simple. It's like catchy. It definitely has that like replayability factor to it, right? So I do feel like Heartbeat was like very solid, like in terms of what kind of people would actually reach to this, right? And kind of like, this isn't something that I could see people like turning away. This is something that I feel like a lot of people could get behind because not only is it relatable, right? But again, kind of has that DJ club kind of like, late night kind of vibe, So this would do really well and kind of get people moving for sure, definitely. And it almost has that like relaxing factor to it as well. So I feel like they did a good job kind of mixing the two. Somewhat of like an emotional love ballad, but also makes you want to get up and move, right? So well done, my friends. Well done. Huge shout out to Mojave Gray. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, and of course, make sure you go follow Mojave Gray on Twitter. They are approaching 1.2K on the Bird app, my friends. Make sure you go show them some love over there on Twitter. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel, man. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love. Let's fucking get it. And of course, if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here in Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking go. I see you guys dropping likes, dropping comments, all that good jazz. So I see you, and it's greatly appreciated. So with that said, that concludes Music Mondays episode 199. Let's give some shout outs. Let's close it out. Let's talk about what's coming, and let's just show some love to the community, man. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Okay. So first off, huge shout out to all the Music Mondays Patrons tonight. You guys are fucking amazing. Huge shout out to Jordan and Aries and the rest of our patrons that didn't submit tonight. Ryuki, King Mark, and Kruger. You guys are fucking wonderful individuals. Thank you. Massive shout out to everybody that submitted and tuned in tonight and showed love. Let's go show some love to the chat, man. Huge shout out to everybody in the chat. Onwuka, anybody else that lurked and chilled all night. We peaked at another 7 or 8, so you guys are fucking awesome. Even if you just stop by, you're really helping the stream out, so we appreciate that here at Music Mondays as well. And again, you guys know the drill. We're gonna be dealing with some Patreon stuff this month, Music Mondays Awards next month, and a whole lot of tying up some loose ends as the year comes to an end, so you guys know the motherfucking drill. So, per usual, this episode will be live on our Patreon tomorrow and even tonight if you're pretty late. And it'll be available on all audio platforms, anchor.fm/allmusicmondays this Thursday. Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, all that good jazz. Make sure you go check out all audio platforms. And of course, it'll be uploaded on YouTube as well. Episode 199 will drop this Saturday. So make sure you go check that out and go show that some love when that's live. And of course, make sure you go show everybody some love in this episode as well. If you'd like to submit for episode 200, which is actually pretty fucking crazy, make sure you keep your eyes peeled for submissions. Those will be live tomorrow, November 12th. And if you're watching this on YouTube or anywhere else, they're already open, so make sure you go check the date and drop your links below. Per usual, make sure you follow Music Mondays on all social platforms, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Tumblr, YouTube, like literally wherever, man. We're quite literally everywhere, so go follow us on your favorite social and go show us some love over there as well, and stay up to date with everything that we're doing. Per usual, like I said, submissions will be live tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But outside of that, make sure you follow me at Tom Slays. Everything linked down below. Follow, subscribe below, all that good jazz. Per usual, I'm live like 5-6 days a week, so make sure you stop by the stream and make sure you go show the stream some love. Quite literally live all the time. So again, make sure you stop by. But next week will be episode 200, man. So that'll be a pretty crazy milestone. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a couple of surprises planned and just some small things that I kind of want to do during the show. So it'll be really cool to kind of like sit back and talk about it. But we'll see you next week for episode 200 of the Music Mondays podcast. That's going to be a fucking crazy milestone. Of course, make sure you follow, subscribe below. Everything linked below, socials, all the good jazz linked down below. And of course, again, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 200. You guys be safe. I love you. Thank you so much for the support. Take care. We'll see you next time on the Music Mondays podcast.